look at the separation right now of everybody. We have one person playing retake B, we have one person in A site, and then we have two people in a bracket setup and one person in like the middle of nowhere. If the T's right now decided to do literally anything, whether it's like a Halls pop or a B pop or a B exec or a mid fight, you guys are losing. And you don't want to be playing any point of the round where if the T's do anything on the map, you guys are going to lose. As soon as your body is showing here, to you, you think this is a jiggle. If an opera was here, you see how you don't even see anything at all yet. So this isn't really a jiggle. It's more like you committed to a peak and then uncommitted, right? Smoke, flash, flash. Good. I like that you're holding a flash in case they decide to push down B. Okay, you guys are just going for full exec here. Flash. Flash is fine. It shouldn't blind your teammates. I know the one you're throwing. It blinded, like... I think it might have blinded your team. It definitely blinded, like, the third guy. I want to see the timing of the flashes to make sure that they're good, because I see you guys throw the smokes. Smokes come in. Coffin smoke. You have the first, like, God flash coming in, which is fine to blind, like, anyone initially. The thing is, I just think the timing is a little bit too early on both the flashes, especially with this molly. So the thing about throwing, like, a... first and second oranges molly, you really need these flashes. If you're gonna have no new box molly, then you really want one of these flashes, the second flash, like landing over spawn or like over here, to be coming in when your team is like scaling up into the site. Because if someone is new box in any of these like spots new box and not mollied, they're just gonna be like taking timing peaks as you guys are running in. Whereas like this first and second angle, off of like the initial God Flash, we're going to be scaling in on this guy if there's no molly here and clearing it. If we molly new box, we know we can be safe from like new box, and you know, Emo's always going to be gapped unless we buy 2 mollies, but that's fine. But we molly new box, first flash come in, we clear first and second, and then okay, we got it, we're safe. But if we molly first second, once we scale to here and we have no flashes left, if anyone's Emo or new box, then it's like kind of really scary scaling into the site, because they can still be like double back site fighting us. So that's kind of like why I always prefer like to molly new box on this, just to like completely clear out this angle. This spot's a little bit easier to clear, and probably a little bit less common too, unless they have like dualies or something. But then we just trust that our first initial God Flash will get them, and then we can clear them. And the second flash should just come in like a little bit later. So if anyone was like burnt out from like this molly or peeking from Emo, then you know the second flash that you threw will get this guy. But it's definitely fine to throw the first second molly, but I guess I would just prefer the new box molly for the reasons I said. But let me go see the rest of the round just to see like how the round played out. Good. Okay, you guys lost banana. Because you guys all came through. This is fine. This is perfect decision. This is really, really good. Like pushing for backwall here is actually perfect. Like I have games, like even on like past teams where we don't even make a good team decision like this, where you lose banana, you know your spawn smoke's gonna fade, you can't just sit on site. Go together and take control. This is like actually textbook perfect. And you guys are gonna win the round because of it. Okay, second round. You are the Halls Lurk. I know you said that, so you know I also play Halls Lurk, so that's good. I know a lot about this spot. We throw molly Halls, we throw molly B. How many mollies do we have at the start of the round? Because that is important on T-side Inferno. We are gonna have 4 mollies, so that's good. So if we have 4 mollies, then we can use a molly car and a molly Halls at the start. We really want to try and save like 2 mollies if we're playing Inferno T side, especially on second round, because if we go late towards B, we'd really like to have mollies to like exec these, like to molly like these close spots, this close first second spot, as well as new box or maybe Emo, just to make it like easier for us, as well as like if we go towards A, having a molly for pit at least is essential. So you guys have enough mollies, so throwing 2 mollies like this is good, but let me just see, is there a need for this molly? Does your team have like the mid info? Okay, so this is something that might be important for you, or is important for you, definitely not might be. If your team is ever, as the Halls player who's like throwing this molly a lot, if your team ever is holding the mid cross and can tell you that nothing crossed or doesn't call that like anything crossed towards boiler, then we don't even need to throw this molly at all. That's a way you can always save your molly as the Halls Lurk or the alt mid like player, If your teammate has the mid cross, there's no point in throw the molly, because the only reason you would ever throw this molly is because someone might jump across and fight through early, right? Of course, we'd also throw this molly if we wanted to like molly and then like jump up to protect us, because it would protect us from boiler as well. So there's scenarios where your teammate like will have the mid cross and you'd still throw the molly. But in scenarios like this where you're not planning on like going fast jumping up, there's no point in throwing the better molly, and you can definitely save it on a round like this. If your teammate has the mid cross, make sure that they know that they should calm this to you, because if they say no one crossed mid, save your molly, don't even throw it, and you can just hold on to it for later, and then maybe you could use it somewhere over here to like molly under porch. But it's kind of a waste if there's no one jumping across mid at the start. So just one way we could save a molly, especially on these second rounds, it can be really good. This round should be over. B site's clear. Next round, now you guys are kind of like on a second round buy. I guess the CT's 4, so that's okay. So we're playing another anti-eco, really. This is fine. We have one person top car getting info. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of what I saw last round. Okay. Yeah, this is something I'm going to have to talk about for sure. Let me pull up a private server. Right now, the way you're clearing halls looks like this, where you're kind of just shift walking around every angle and leaving yourself open to the other like off angles or common angles that people could be. So you're like clearing angles like this and even like walking forward, looking at it, and then not even checking any of these corners, peeking this, not checking this off angle, walking into the open. And this is just, it's just pretty bad. If anyone is playing any sort of off angle in the open, close here, an off angle here, if anyone's on like this side or this side, you're forcing yourself to flick, and we want to limit that as much as we can. And if you're going to be the halls lurk and that's your role, you need to be really good at taking these fights, because there's going to be so many rounds, and I'm sure I'm going to see it, where you're going to be shift walking long haul. Like that is your position, that's your role on T side. You need to be really good about taking these fights and taking these peaks without having to shift walk, because you don't have to shift walk on any of these fights. You can peek into these fights silently and actually take these fights. You can jiggle out these angles, or you can just peek into them without having to shift walk. You should never have to shift walk around these corners. Being slower is obviously just going to be worse if anyone is holding. The slower we come around the corner, the better it is for them. So we want to be really good at clearing all these angles. So me as the halls lurk, I'm always going to be ready. First of all, I do also clear this like off angle, even though it's very uncommon. Anyone playing on here, I also clear. The way I come through halls is I come here, I peek this off angle, peek. If anyone's there, obviously you will kill them. Peek this angle. I usually jiggle out this angle as well, because I peek this angle, and I like to jiggle out this one because it's a common spot for oppers to come here and post. So first of all, I clear this off angle. I jiggle out this angle. If anyone is on that angle, they're probably going to shoot, and then we can peek in and just kill them. Then you can even jiggle out all the rest of these off angles, or you can just peek into them and take these fights. And then once we clear this whole like hallway, we have all of this clear. There's no point in like looking at it anymore and walking forward. We can take the fight here. Then we can walk up, hug this right wall, clear the left, maybe clear the headshot angle for boiler. And then another off angle that you have to clear is this one here. This is a common spot that people will play along this off angle to catch people like you who came here, cleared this, and then walked like this to peek into halls. This off angle is made specifically for people who are clearing like you, so you want to make sure you don't make that mistake. And then the other mistake I saw was the fact that you were peeking into halls. You kind of peeked into both of these angles, so there's either going to be someone here or there's going to be someone here, or no one at all, right? But we want to play for what might happen, and this is very possible that someone is on this side or someone is on this side. So what you want to do is isolate these fights, right? You want to peek this angle first. You take the fight onto this angle to see if anyone is there, or just jiggle it. Okay, no one is there. Then we can peek this side. But we don't want to walk into the open, because then we're forcing ourselves, okay, if there's no one there and someone's here, we're forcing ourselves to have to flick over to this guy, but there's no point in having to do that, right? We peek this angle, no one's there. Boom, if someone's there, we just kill them. And that's it. And that's kind of how you want to go around clearing halls. And real quick, guys, before I get into the rest of the review, I do have to say thank you to the sponsor of today's video, SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is an automated trading site that allows you to take some of your old skins and trade them in for some new ones. There are a ton of skins on the site, but if you're looking for something specific, you can use the filter to find the skin that you're looking for. And when you're making your first trade on the site, make sure to use my code GRAPE for a bonus of up to $5 for free. If you see a skin on the site that you want and you don't have one of equal value, you can deposit money with a 30% bonus plus an extra 5% if you use my code GRAPE at checkout. And even if you have nothing to trade, they still do free giveaways every single day, so there's literally nothing to lose by joining SkinsMonkey. So just make sure to use the link in my description and have fun trading. And I'll just show again how you were clearing to see the difference. Really nice that you have your molly. Okay, this molly is good. You mollied it, and then you didn't clear like behind it. You almost think that it looks like you think that it covers this whole lane, but anyone here would be able to see you. So once again, kind of with how we were clearing halls, you can come out and clear the top bulk boost, but you can't do that first, right? You have to isolate that. So once you throw your molly, then just take a peek behind the molly to see if anyone's there. And then if no one's there, you can clear top bulk, but you can't skip a step, right? Clearing and like swinging angles, like there's steps to it. You can't skip that like first step of making sure you're safe, and then you can swing into the open. You can't skip that and just go straight into the open. Let's go back. Okay, you take wrap space. This is good. It's pretty much a 1 round. You know where the last guy is. Nice, perfect. A knife is actually so good here for money. Okay, you're just doing like a halls walk or a halls pop. Okay. Okay. This is good. This is really good. This is a good shot. This flash is not bad. Like I don't want you guys to like to overcomplicate things, but there definitely could be a better flash than this. I think this flash is like a little outdated, just because of where it lands. So this flash is definitely not bad if anyone's holding from here. Did the flash miss actually? I didn't even notice. Okay, but I didn't see that your flash actually missed, so that's definitely another thing. It's lucky that we won, but I know where the flash lands. It like lands over here, right? This flash, it's not outdated, or it's a little outdated just because it will blind these people, but you know, there's this whole balcony where people can be playing. So what most people are throwing nowadays is they try and get someone to top mid to throw a flash over the wall here. So a flash that like lands in the open right above here, because it does the same thing as the other flash. It'll blind all these sight guys, but it will also blind anyone like top balcony around here because it'll land in their face. And then you guys can like pop out and clear top balk with that, because this flash, it's not bad. But if anyone was playing top balk, like with an MP9 or like an M4, like it's pretty tough to kill this guy coming out of halls, especially if you're going to be like jumping out the lane or like jumping out the pit. If this guy's not blind, it's really scary. So maybe on this strat, try and get someone to like top mid, and instead of throwing that flash, just throw a flash over the wall here that lands like here. It's a little bit better. A little bit riskier because you have to have someone top mid, but it is a better flash. Okay, this flash, it looks like you left right click the flash this time. I don't think you were doing that before, but you definitely don't want to left right click the flash. You always want it to land as far this way as you can, because the angle you're trying to blind is like this angle. And if the flash lands any further this way, then it's just not going to get that guy. So make sure you always just left click the flash. Okay. Same issue with the clears, but we went over that. I like that you still have your molly though, to molly under porch. This is good. Okay. Just a little bit bad timing on the flash and the molly. Same thing about the lane molly. Just understand that it's not covering the entirety of lane. So like right here, like even here, you're peeking out, they could see you from lane. So the only thing I would suggest here, if you don't want to use a smoke, because you don't really have to, like you're trying to get back into the round and get some kills with the flash, so this is good. You're not just like running it down for kills, like you're actually getting help from your teammate in mauling lane. This is good. The only thing, after you throw this molly, like I said before, just peek lane first, make sure no one's here, and then flash, boom, and now we're taking like the arch fights. That's fine. Okay, we're smoking arch to bait and then walk through. It looks like, yeah, that would be the only reason, because you have all this space, you'd actually want to go arch. So you're smoking it to bait and try and walk through. I don't hate that. It might not work out, but it's not a horrible idea. It's fine. It didn't work out. This guy walked closer to the arch smoke after it popped. I think you guys are probably assuming that if no one was here holding it, that they were probably like further back and you would have had time. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's not like the worst idea. You're down 5v3. I don't hate the idea. Same thing about clearing. Okay, you did it better here for the end of halls. This is good. Maybe because you're aware they might have an op, so you're more worried about it. Here was a little bit bad still, but this jiggle at least is a better, it's a step in the right direction. I think your jiggle could be better. When you're closer to the wall, like more of your body will be showing before you can peek. So the way you jiggled here, I'm sure a lot of your body was showing before you even realize, so your jiggle isn't really effective. If there was an op here, well, first of all, your crosshair's not even on the angle, so that's like one thing. But if there's an op here, he's probably gonna kill you no matter what. Like to him, this just looks like a normal peek. As soon as your body is showing here, To you, you think this is a jiggle. If an opera was here, you see how you don't even see anything at all yet. So this isn't really a jiggle. It's more like you committed to a peak and then uncommitted, right? Didn't really look like a jiggle from the other perspective. So just be careful about jiggling this close to the wall. If you're going to jiggle like this, jiggle from further away. Because if there was an opera here, he probably still would have killed you. Okay. It's good. So this is fine, but okay, I was going to say one thing. The way you show yourself, so you show presence towards halls here, right? You smoke arch, HE under porch. You have applied presence or pressure and showed your presence somewhere towards halls. So now your team is going B. You're applying pressure for your team to exit B. You can still lurk A, but you have to be aware on your lurk, they're going to be very ready for you. So even if you make it all the way to arch, you have to be ready that someone is going to be very ready for you. Because they're going to be calming that one was boiler. And it happens here. So you come to lurk here. So personally, I would have just gone back to my teammates towards B and let them worry about the potential of a lurk. But you continue to lurk here, even though you already applied pressure and showed them that you're boiler. So what happens? As soon as your team exits B, you're trying to walk arch, but they are very ready for you since you were just boiler. And you see this guy's clearing mid still. And there's a chance that you could have just died here because he's very ready for you. So you either have to just regroup with your team or like sit here and like hold and go super late. You can't activate on first timing. You have to go super late, like wait for them to rotate, wait to hear the rotate and then like flank them. But if you go like immediately, there's always going to be someone either like clearing you from lane or there's going to be someone arch holding you still because you like just showed presence here. That's just one thing about lurk. If you show presence, either leave or go very late. But if you've been quiet like the whole round, then you can take the risk and take like a first timing like flank. Because I bet if you showed 0 presence here, this opper wouldn't have even cleared mid. He probably would have just like rotated B because it's been quiet A like the whole time and that you would just like wanted to get here and help fast. But because you were just boiler, double peek on halls. This is good. They smoke mid. You should smoke arch and molly under porch maybe soon. Perfect. Again, lane peek. Looks like we're just going straight into A here. Okay. This I do not like. This is the problem with this. You don't have a flash. Okay, this is the problem. So it's not like technically your fault because you want to go lane and you just happen to have no flashes, so you cannot throw a pit flash that will blind these players. And you also don't have a molly, so you can't molly pit. So you know what you do? You just don't go lane. You absolutely can just not go lane here. Going lane is probably one of the hardest things to do in Inferno on T side, and maybe probably one of the hardest things to do on any like T side of any map, right? Like it's very scary. There's so many angles that they can be playing. There's just so many spots. So the only realistic way you can actually go lane on T side is if you have a molly for pit, a smoke for moto, and like 1 or 2 flashes that land here and blind all these angles so you can scale into the site and, you know, clear these spots. But with just a moto smoke and an HE pit, it will most likely never work going lane. So your call here just has to change. When you call, because I know you're the IGL too, when you call, you have to take into account the utility, not just like what you want to do. So wanting to go lane here isn't enough. You have to look at your utility. And if you notice you don't have utility, what you can do here is if you don't have utility, is just walk wrap. Take all 4 of your players here and just take these fights on these wrap angles. Fight these angles together, play for the trades, and then once you get here, going into the site is a little bit easier from this spot once we have all this space. But also once you get all this space, you could potentially just flank B as well. They had no one holding wrap. They might not even expect you guys to be CT if you get this far. That's just one thing. You probably have to change your call here and not go lane. Another thing, this is just about the structure of your team. This is really bad. If you guys are going up lane, let's say in a perfect world where we had the molly for pit, we had the smoke moto. We did have a smoke moto here, so that's good. And we have like 2 flashes here, and we're going up lane, and it's an actual good exec. This is still bad. If you guys are basically playing a 3v5 right now. What's the difference between you guys having 3 people alive and going lane, and you guys having 5 people alive when these people are doing basically nothing for you right now? So if the CTs were playing a triple site setup against your full exec that's good, there's still a pretty high chance that we lose this because we only have 2 people going in with 1 person throwing like the support utility, and we have 2 people lurking doing nothing for us right now. At max, you want to have 1 person lurking in this scenario. So if we already know that our B lurk is here, then this player cannot activate and try and go for an arch lurk. We need him to be here with us and helping us. We cannot go here with this like light of amount of numbers. And yeah, so this person just needs to like come lane with us. But yeah, I would have changed the call and just gone arch anyway because our utility is pretty bad. Nice try. Nice. So your clearing wasn't even the problem here. Like, you still, the clearing is still an issue. It didn't affect you here because you're holding it here and then you check for the boiler angle. So this is fine. And then you peek. So you are going to get timing on this sometimes. So it's good that your mechanics were, good enough to save you. Do we expect a second? Okay. Pretty unaware of the possibility of a second. I would say in most cases in CS2, you have to play for what is the most common thing that's going to happen. And that is that if someone is pushing something on CT side, more than likely they're not doing it alone. It is possible that people push things alone. That is definitely is possible. But on CT side, most of the time when people push something or play aggressive setups, whether it's like taking banana, taking down mid on CT, or like pushing halls on CT, they're going to be doing it with a teammate. So as soon as you see one person pushing halls, always be ready for the possibility of a second. And it seems like you kind of were because you're nading boiler, but you have to be aware that someone else could be pushing long haul with this guy. And you're kind of lucky that their spacing was bad, because if their spacing was better, like if you kill this guy, look at where your crosshair is right now. You kill this guy and you're not ready for the possibility of this guy peeking at all right now. You need to kill this guy and be immediately prepared for someone trying to trade him. And you didn't get punished, so it's okay. But just for next time. All right, let's go to CT. Not a bad half from you. The only other thing I would say for your T side, because now that it's over, I don't think one time did you ever jump up halls or get silent boosted halls or do the like silent jump yourself. And you really want to be not afraid. You want to be wary of becoming too one-dimensional in how you take halls. Because as you play more games and you play in higher leagues, you're going to be playing against people that are anti-stratting you. And if I watched one demo of you, and I was the halls player or the opper, and I watched a demo of your team, and I saw every single time you take halls, you came here and just peeked this. What would I do if I'm your enemy? I would just set my op up halls, like first gun round, first time he has an op, get the free kill on you, and now you're out of your comfort zone, because this is your comfort zone. I can tell. Like, you like coming here and peeking halls, taking these fights and taking halls this way. And then now, as soon as they buy an op and just kill you one time, you're out of your comfort zone immediately at the start of the game, and then you're going to have to start doing something that you don't practice much, which is jumping up halls or getting boosted. Whereas you just want this to be part of your playbook to begin with. So you're not as readable, and they can't just counter you that easily, right? So you would want to add like jumping up halls, taking it this way, getting up here, throwing your molly off here to molly any close push, maybe even getting like a flash from one of your teammates through the boiler into here for you to take this peek into boiler. There's a lot of things you can do towards halls, whereas like right now you're pretty one-dimensional, where like you only just like walk halls alone, and there's like one other round you had a teammate come with you. Just watch pro demos, and just see the different things they do towards halls and how they take it, because you're going to see a lot of variety. It's not always just going to be, solo walking long haul. All right, let's get into CT side. 3B, 2 towards A. This is good. We're giving this arch gap. That is fine as long as they're aware of it eventually towards B. And it looks like you're aware of it, so this is good. Good, we don't over-rotate. We hear them towards brackets. Nice, you swing to fight with your teammate who's taking the fight at the same time. A little bit of a whiff, but the play that you're making is definitely not bad. Like, everything's fine here. You hold here. You hold for this fight. I guess the only thing I would say is just your crosshair placement is a little too tight on the wall. In most cases, when they're wrapping A, they're not really gonna like take their time, like jiggling and fighting these headshot angles. They're most likely gonna swing. So from your perspective, you should just be holding a little bit wider, so that if they do swing, it's just easier for you to react. You're just holding pretty tight to the angle, almost like someone was gonna like peek into you here, but they're almost always gonna be, you know, swinging, especially when you hear them running this whole way. It'd be pretty weird if they just like stopped and like fought you standing still. So I'd probably just like hold for the swing. This is fine, and then just, you know, a little bit of a whiff, but it's okay. Your team closes it out, so nice. Big pistol win. Okay, let's see how you play towards hulls on the first gun round, or the first round, or first buy round for you guys. Okay, so you guys decide to go for a boost and play 4 triple lane. I don't hate it. As long as you're playing together, this is fine. This is fine. As long as you guys are doing something together, this is okay, because, you know, like on my team, or you know, teams in the past, like what we'll do is play kind of like one towards boiler, mauling halls to deny the early jump up, maybe an HE long haul, and then we'll get like something like a flash here to like peek mid together on timing. So doing something together here isn't bad. As long as you like execute it properly, I'm fine with this. Playing together on these second rounds is good. Perfect. The only thing I was like kind of worried about is it can get scary. Like, these triple lanes are really good when you have an op to post this, because otherwise, like, trying to take these fights with like a rifle is pretty meh. And like your teammate here is playing with an MP9 or an M4 under porch. I mean, it would have been fine too if he had just stayed, because like he even made the right decision. Like, I would rather, instead of playing here, him playing here is really good because you guys are top down. He just shouldn't have like came this way and tried to throw an HE. He should just like stay here, or even throw the HE from here. This is a good round. Okay. This is scary. This is really scary. They just saved. You know they just saved, right? Like, they just ran it up mid with like no armor and pistols. If they just saved, and you are solo on the A site, and you know you're against rifles, this is a crazy fight to take at this early in the round. If you die here, the round is legit so hard to win at this point. Like, your teammate's solo A, your team now has to like speed up on this banana take, or like leave people and leave B site weak. If your team is doing something towards A, the only way you should be trying to apply pressure towards A to make it seem like you're not light towards A at the start of the round is with utility. But doing it with a fight like this with a rifle alone is really scary. If your team is doing something 3B, don't take peeks like this into A. This is really scary. If you die here, the round is very hard to win. See, like, this is good. This utility is good. What you just threw is really good. Like, I would rather you come here, or even just come here and like bounce a flash off the wall and not even peek, and then come here and throw your molly boiler and throw your HE. Like, that is pressure. Like, that is pressure that you should be applying when your team is doing something towards B. But the fight you took dry is not what you should be doing. Everything else you did is fine. Okay, your team's playing 4 brackets here. We lost banana control. This is good. Okay, I see an issue here, and it's the structure of your team. Not really a you problem, but this bracket setup is actually so fake, because Chilla gets smoked off, and I think you guys probably see that smoke, and then you call it's not brackets maybe, or like it's a fake or something. But look at the separation right now of everybody. We have one person playing retake B, we have one person in A site, and then we have 2 people in a bracket setup and one person in like the middle of nowhere. If the T's right now decided to do literally anything, whether it's like a Halls pop or a B pop or a B exec or a mid fight, you guys are losing. And you don't want to be playing any point of the round where if the T's do anything on the map, you guys are going to lose. Right now, if they do anything, you guys lose. So you either commit to the bracket setup and you don't rotate until your team is safely out of the bracket setup, or you push forward and clear this and fight together. And that's really like your only 2 options. You can't have someone like leave and rotate. The rotate can't come in until this setup is either left, or you guys just push for info. But right now, if the T's do anything, you guys lose, and that's really bad. You don't want to ever, if you review your own demos, and do you notice on CT side, if that your setup is so bad that if the T's decide to do any play on any of the sites or parts of the map that you would probably lose, then you're doing something wrong. So make sure you're looking out for that. Because right now all they did is just walk up brackets and we lose. Like even if you got this kill, like even if you somehow got this kill, they still have all our brackets now. And the round is really, really hard for you guys. What if they silent boosted? What if they had 2 people all mid and they silent boosted halls? You're dead. You're 100% dead. I understand you have this guy jiggling here, and you guys are playing a like timing peak setup off of this contact. That's totally fine. I am down for this. But while your teammate is holding this cross, just look this way. Just hold for this. Okay, you start here. It's just too late. They could have silent boosted so long ago. So 100% you have to be aware of this, and it took you too long to be ready for it. But they end up popping mid. I don't hate you trying to get out. This is fine. Because you're kind of panicked, they're behind you. It's hard to clear this. It's okay. I think like the only thing I would say is at this point in the round, if they haven't come here yet by this point, obviously it's very possible that they could be here from the silent boost. But if they haven't yet, the next thing you have to worry about is the long haul. So as soon as you get this kill, just make sure instead of like staring into the wall and trying to run away, just be a little bit more aware that someone could be halls lurk, because you know even you do this most of the time. This is probably way more common than boiler, so just be more ready for this instead of the balk room. Okay, you're throwing a face smoke. Okay. I like the HE. Okay. Waste of utility. If brackets is already smoked, then we don't need a molly boiler. Because what does this do for us? Yeah, I guess it like protects us from boiler for like 7 seconds. But for what? Right? Like we already have brackets smoked. There's nothing else for us to look at but boiler. If brackets isn't smoked, then it makes sense because now we can focus our attention towards brackets. But if this smoke is here, mollying here is just, all it does is give us 7 seconds of like safety if they decided to peek boiler, but we can just hold it anyway. Like we can just like sit here and hold it with our teammate while the bracket smoke is up. So just save your molly. When this is smoked, there's no need to throw utility onto here. This is fine. I think you thought they were just like speeding up, so you went to swing, but this guy was just like sitting holding for you. This is fine. I would say like kind of what I said before, where you're clearing halls and kind of like running and peeking into like shift walk peeking into angles without being ready. It's a similar thing here where you see where your crosshair is and like where people can be. Your crosshair is not really on any angle. You're just running into the open. But I do understand the thought process behind like you thinking they're just speeding up mid because your team is taking contact from arch. So that's like why you just want to swing the angle, but you probably should be ready for anyone here regardless. Make sure you're like peeking with purpose, not just like running around angles for fun. Good HE. Good block when your team has banana. You decide to go 2B in the 3v3. Good, if your teammate fights off your flash, this is perfect. This is all perfect. Exit comes in. You molly front sight. You flash above. The only thing here is, did your teammate get mollied? He got mollied with no smoke, so he had to fight. Understandable. Even so, you go off your flash. You would have probably killed one more here, and then you just whiff a little bit. But otherwise, this is perfect. Well played from you. Okay, you buy kit instead of buying like an HE or flash. I think in this scenario, you technically could get by with like 2 kits. You don't need 3 kits here, and maybe an HE could help you somewhere. Even on like the retake, if you have to retake B, an HE could probably be like more useful. If you have 2 kits, someone will find it most likely, but it's not the biggest deal. We're going into a hall setup. This is good. Did he jump up? Surely we're hearing this. We should be hearing this. So if we missed it, that's kind of the only thing I could say. But it sounds like you might have heard it. Just be more prepared for this, but really good kill. There's a world where maybe you spam instead of molly. I just don't think it's gonna help much. I think spam will always probably be better here. Like even if the smoke is up, if your teammate's in sight, more than likely, not only like any molly here, they can just kind of run through because it's a CT molly and you're already so late. But spamming, just like spamming this line will probably like help your teammate more than any sort of molly, because then like anyone standing here and fighting him, you'll just destroy. So next time, I think if you're rotating in, trying to molly is kind of tough. Maybe if you're trying to flash, that's okay. But if you're that late already, probably just like spam the smoke and you would have got some kills, but it's okay. And they just took back call. You're just running it, trying to get some kills. It's okay. Okay, you're coming towards B this round. It's like a half buy. Okay. Okay, you're crazy for picking up a... Did you just pick up a pistol? Or no? You picked up a nade. You're crazy for that. You swapped a 5.7 for a 5.7. And then told this guy exactly where you are. All good, but you basically just told them exactly where you are, and they can just, you know, hard focus on you. At least when you pick up a rifle, like, that you wouldn't make noise. Halls again. I think just because you just cleared it, you weren't aware. But you just have to be way more aware of halls. Instead of backing up this way, probably just trying to take the fight on the mid or something would be better. But if you are going to try and back up into halls, you still always have to be ready. You can't leave yourself open to this. It's the only thing I can say. It's tough, but you just can't be this this carefree about this halls player. This is the second time now that like you're in boiler coming this way, and you're this carefree about halls player, the halls player. But to be honest, I just don't even know if I like the fact that you're going into boiler this much. Like, this play isn't bad, but committing your life into here isn't good if you do it all the time. Really, boiler is more so like if you're gonna play into boiler, it's good when you have this player halls who's like spotting